Hello, gentle viewers. This is Indian, welcoming you to a new episode of Out of the Park Baseball 19, where the owner wants us to sign Chipper Jones to an extension, which sounds lovely, and we cannot remotely afford it. But the first thing we need to do, because I got tired of everyone getting hurt, we're going to find ourselves a new team trainer. I also want to check our current pitching coach. He's really good for some of our pitchers, which is good. So let's just find ourselves a new team trainer. Now, we've had a lot of problems with Tommy John surgery. So we're going to focus almost exclusively on people who are great at healing arms and preventing arm injuries in the first place. Edwin Ramirez seems like a great choice. I like him quite a lot. He's going to have issues with some of the other injuries, but... Oh, no, wait, sorry. It's, Jamal Rice is actually arguably better. Because he's only bad at back injuries and other injuries, but he's great at everything else, or at least average at everything else. We'll have some leg issues, perhaps, but I think Jamal is a good choice for us. And we also need to hire a new hitting coach. Coach ratings. Hitting focus. I'd actually like to hire this Herman Cunningham fellow. He seems like he'd be a good choice. Sure, let's go with that. And let's offer everyone else an extension. That's reasonable enough. Okay. Salary arbitration. Yep, this is what I was afraid of. I totally forgot about Albert Pujols. Yep. Now, here's our issue. We really don't want to lose Albert Pujols. I'd rather lose Chipper Jones first. So we're going to go ahead and offer him a 7-year deal with $9 million a year and see if he takes it. No, he doesn't want to be tied up that long, which is... Hopefully you guys didn't hear that too much. There's a bit of a storm happening right now outside. We're trying to get him basically to agree to this deal. Because this will give us a lot more cost certainty in the future. Nope. He definitely doesn't want more than a 1-year deal. Okay. Let's give him an $8 million contract then. And just hope for the best in the future. Sure. He's still getting like an order of magnitude in his raise. Locking down Josh Hamilton would be pretty great too. He had a really good year last year. I know we haven't actually looked at that yet. We'll look at it here in a minute. I hope Josh Hamilton will be easier to lock down, actually. Can I get you to take like a 4-year deal, maybe? No. Let's go with a 3-year deal. Like this. Let's see if he takes that. Nope. Alright, we'll just give him one for $3 million then. Okay, he's still in a pretty good mood. Let's try to get 3.5. But no more than that. 1, 2. I'll take $3.5 million, that's fine. I thought we just signed David Risky to a longer deal, didn't we? Like, I thought we legit signed him to a new deal. Huh. Risky had a pretty good year too. I would very much like to bring him back. Nope, everyone is being very smart right now. They're not wanting to get locked down into a contract when they know they could make more money. Okay, so we got $22 million left. And we have 3 potential players who might be worth re-signing. Adam Floor. He was good enough last year. I'm happy with let's just flat out offer him an extension of $1 million. That's fine. So let's look at the team before we make our decisions and think about how to handle these free agency issues. Chipper Jones was amazing. Not quite as good as he was last year, but still really, really good. Albert Pujols was absolutely insane, leading the league in homers, RBI, slugging, and OPS. Josh Hamilton had a second really outstanding year. Like the 63 doubles looked like they were a weird fluke. But it has a really good gap power. And 34 is certainly nothing to sneeze at. So yeah, another outstanding player in Pujols. Rusty Greer had the best year of his career. Led the league in plate appearances. Really good at getting on base. Good power for a leadoff hitter. I do like me some Rusty Greer. Nick Johnson at this point just keeps churning out quality seasons. Maybe last year was a little bit better. How was last year better? Did you just play less often, or was your defense like really shit? No, it wasn't bad. He was a little bit worse this year. Maybe that's what accounts for the difference in value. Chris Woodward again put together another very strong year, hitting just enough to not embarrass himself and playing his usual stellar defense. Charles Johnson, in his first full year with us, we expected more offense from him because he's got a good bit of home run power, but he still provided some pretty good stuff. And we won't have him for that much longer. Dean Palmer was a nice little experiment. He gave us what we needed, which was some power when What's-His-Face was sitting down. Coda, I think trading Coda is a good idea at this point. Because Rodriguez needs to be in the majors for the full season next year. I think that's a reasonable tactic. Let's look at our pitching staff. Pryor and Myers both had very strong years. Blanco had a pretty good year. He's looking like an excellent investment on our part. Morales contributed very nicely. We had a very strong bullpen. We only had one subpar pitcher, and that was Tsao, who threw 10 innings, so that's not really a good enough sample size. No, a healthy CC Sabathia is the key to our success next year. Mike Jones, I can kind of take or leave, but I really want to bring CC back at full health. So as we look at the three people we could sign, we have Rusty Greer, Chipper Jones, and Mike Messina. Now, we could choose to sign none of them and get 3 first-round draft picks if they sign before before the draft. I would like to bring Dean Palmer back, maybe, but we saw last year. We had some people in the minors who could maybe fill his same role for cheaper. So maybe we go ahead and let him go. I wouldn't be opposed to bringing back Plaster, actually. He's a good, solid relief pitcher. How much does he want to come back? He wants a pretty decent raise. I think we might let him walk and then just find a new pitcher. So the question is, of the three players we could keep, which do we want to keep the most? Now, the game really wants me to keep Chipper Jones. How much would that cost me? It is literally impossible. Can't be done. Cannot be done. I love Chipper. Even if he cut all these D years in half, like we'll try 1 year for $20 million, okay? We'll try it. Yeah, he just laughs in our face, with good reason. We can't keep Chipper. It's going to make the owner mad, but he's just going to have to deal with it. I can't afford that. Maybe if he makes it through the draft and his price comes down quite a bit, we can talk about it. Mike Mussina, I'm not particularly invested in. First of all, he blew out his arm. Second of all, we didn't give up much for him. We can talk. No, you're already 34. Bad risk. What about Rusty Greer? Even Greer wants a pretty substantial raise. We are going to make 0 decisions on who to keep until after the draft. If these guys sign with someone else, that's fine. Because we're a small market team, we have to spend our money intelligently. I'd love to bring Chipper back. Greer I'd really like to bring back, but maybe only for another year or two. Because he's already 34. And he's going to bottom out sooner or later. Can I get you for like 1 year at $12 million? I'd take that. No, he wants a long-term deal, and frankly, I'm not willing to give it to him for a very important reason, and that reason is Albert Pujols. If I'm going to have to break the bank to keep someone, I'm going to keep Pujols. It just makes too much sense. He's our dude. So yeah, we would definitely keep Pujols over keeping either any of these guys. Plus, he's 10 years younger than all of them except for Jones. Which means, how did J.J. Hardy do? The power's not there, but the defense is. He hits for a decent average, good gap power, could walk a little bit more. Why are you angry? Oh, were they not like starting you every day or something? That's kind of stupid. I think this is going to be J.J. Hardy's year to play short. How good is Carlos Rodriguez at second? Because I could also move Woodward over to shortstop. But I think maybe we're best off having him just play catcher for now. Okay. So that's what we're looking at. We're going to lose Chipper. It sucks. We're going to lose Rusty. It sucks. We're probably going to lose Mussina. I don't know that I would want to keep Mussina even if I could. Just because he's so old at this point. So let's go and let's just get through the award season. Excellent. Everyone got a new deal. Fan interest increased. Well, Albert Pujols is pretty amazing, so I see that being totally reasonable. He might win an MVP this year. We'll see what happens, though. This is actually technically our last year with this current contract. We got our team trainer. Nice. Another gold glove for Chris Woodward. Albert Pujols and Chipper Jones both got a Silver Slugger. And Josh Hamilton. Damn. We had a pretty great offense last year. I don't think anyone would dispute that. We have a decent shot at making a clean sweep of the awards. We did win 104 games. We were the best team in the majors last year. Until we reached the Indians in the World Series. I'm still not bitter. I'm not bitter. You're bitter. Hey, I got Best Manager. Nice. MVP, Albert Pujols. Nice. Chipper got a lot of votes, so did Rusty Greer and Josh Hamilton. How did we not win reliever? Batalico was awesome last year. I could see not winning Cy Young. None of our pitchers were particularly outstanding. We didn't have any rookies? No one really played enough. That's fine. That's reasonable. Where's the reliever? Where is the reliever? Oh, there it is. Batalico finished second. BJ Ryan had a really good ERA. I guess that's reasonable. But damn. Okay. Now this is going to be a bit ugly. Because I bet all of them decline arbitration. Yep, they all filed. We could get 3 first-round draft picks, which we're going to need, but, you know, it is what it is. Okay. So the owner's going to be pissed because we're not going to re-sign Chipper Jones. That's just reality. I've got $20 million to play with, but I also need to keep an eye on Albert Pujols' demands. Andy Bennis isn't worth it. Hello, Jerry Kutzler. You'd be a useful little guy to have at the back end of a bullpen, and you wouldn't cost very much. Let's bring you back. Let's bring you in, I guess. Sure. Our bullpen was really good, and we haven't really lost anything, so I'm not going to invest in the bullpen this year. But we could use a new shortstop, but all of them are crazy expensive. Use a new third baseman, crazy expensive. Bringing in Paul Konerko, not a bad decision if we could afford him, which I don't believe we can. At least not right now. I think we're going to wait until after the draft and then see who's still available. Bringing in Kevin Millwood wouldn't be a terrible decision. Again, he doesn't want very much money. Let's do that. Any other interesting players? Not right now. I think we're going to go ahead and let other people sign as they see fit. Because I'm not bringing in Andy Bennis. Not even one. I wouldn't even have him for the first year. So you'd have to definitely sign a 2-year deal, and you have to sign for pretty cheap. Okay. Let's just sim up to Hall of Fame voting. Because I bet some of the people are probably going to go pretty quick. Like, I bet Chipper is probably going to drag it out the longest. But I could see Rusty Greer signing very, very quickly. Although there is the draft pick cost, so we'll see what happens. I am not a loser, Ted Williams. I take offense to that. You're just a jerk. And your head's frozen. So, this is a good but not great draft class, it looks like. Which probably means it's actually quite deep. Eric Almonte is pretty trash, as is Albert Collapso. I know his name is Callaspo, but I've always called him Collapso. If we didn't know Chris Woodward, I actually think long and hard about picking up Callaspo, but the answer to that is no. I especially don't want Eric Almonte. Never offer that again. I'm happy with having J.J. Hardy take over. Chipper's gone. That's a shame. He signed with the Red Sox. We'll get a first-round draft pick and a supplemental pick next year. Okay. It's unfortunate, but I knew we weren't going to keep Chipper. We just couldn't afford it, and I bet he probably got a shit ton of money. How much are you paying Chipper? $28 million a year for 6 years. This deal's going to look real good in 2004 and maybe even 2005, but it's going to quickly be a serious issue. I don't regret not signing him for that amount of money. Okay, let's start the voting. Let's throw another vote for Jesse Barfield. Roger Clemens, I will happily vote for. Ron Darling, not so much. Definitely Larry Dierker. Tom Apple, as a reliever, he's actually pretty good. I'll vote for Fred Lynn again. Rick Manning. There's a lot of not-so-great players. Lonnie Smith, definitely. Pat Tabler, maybe. Alan Trammell, sure. I'm probably not going to vote for a pitcher that doesn't already have like 20 or 30%. Just because it's not really going to matter. And then maybe Andy Van Slyke. I think that's reasonable. We'll let the support build up for the other guys. Okay, we're going to go up to the winter meetings, and let's see what kind of decisions happen here. St. Louis picked up Nomar. That's interesting. I'm probably going to get both my pitchers, which is fine. Now, the real question is Rusty Greer. Up, we got a first-round pick from Mike Messina, which is fine. How bad is the fan interest right now? It's still really good. We've built a nice buffer so that the losses won't necessarily cripple us. That's now 3 first-round draft picks we've got, which is pretty solid. Are we paying enough for scouting? No, we're actually getting undercut for scouting. Have a bonus. He's actually kind of a shitty scout. That's unfortunate. Okay. Do we reach out to Rusty Greer? Because I kind of want to bring him back. Let's see. Let's kick the tires on Rusty Greer and see what people are asking for. He wants quite a lot of money, actually. I think I'd rather take my chances with some of these other players. Ooh, players like Jerry Kutzler's leadership. Interesting. The most important thing is both of the players we signed just signed with the... both players who signed, by the way, both signed with an American League team. So it's not likely to hurt us in the short term. And we got Kevin Millwood. Nice. We'll put you on the active roster. Okay, so we're not going to get a pick from losing Rusty Greer. So maybe we'll try to bring him back. Okay. Let's click all messages as read and let's get to drafting. Where are my picks? How do I not have 3 first-round picks? Oh, were their damn picks considered protected? Yeah, so I'm going to get picks in the supplemental round. Damn it. Oh, shit. That was a loud one. Yeah, I get 2 supplemental picks. I don't actually get extra first-round draft picks because their picks would be protected. I don't only have 2 second-round picks, but I'm not going to question it. Or 2 third-round picks. What? Oh, great, because you get a second-round pick. Yeah. Okay. So this isn't as good as I thought, because we're only needed the 34th best player. Which is unfortunate. Let's search by default. Look at all these wonderful players we can't have. It's fine. I don't want you guys anyway. Let's auto pick. Yep, look how crappy everything is now. Damn. That happened super fast. That happened super fast. Jerry Blevins is going to be a decent reliever someday. Jesus Guzman wants a lot of money, but actually has a lot of power. I think this is a good risk. I think we take him, and then we're just going to offer him whatever deal he wants. Phil Hughes seems like a good use of a supplemental pick. Draft player. Anthony Reyes is pretty Major League ready. He doesn't have much of an upside, but the fact that I could use him right now is pretty attractive to me. So we'll go ahead and take him with a first-round pick. Or supplemental pick. I would like to bring in one more batter, if we can find a good one. Infante's just trash. Yeah, there's not much here. I think we just got this is actually a pretty decent year for pitchers, and we'll just double down and get as many pitchers as we can. Ooh, Dallas Braden's the one that throws a screwball, right? Maybe he's going to develop that later. Yeah, we can take him too. Draft player. I could get Homer Bailey, but the thing is, he's pretty raw. Frank Carreri still sucks. Tim Duff can't hit. Jeffrey DeVries definitely can't hit. Mark Reed can sort of hit, but not very well. Sean Kazmar, I think, is a good choice. I think this is going to be here to mostly acquire minor league depth. I think that's what we're really going to be grabbing here, and I'm not at all upset about that. Arroyo is actually a pretty decent hitter for a catcher. We can take him. I love the name Chip Cannon. And he's even a fairly decent hitter. We're going to take Chip Cannon because his name is awesome. And he's, you know, a good hitter, whatever. But it's Chip Cannon, you guys. Chip Cannon. It's a pretty great name. Jesse Hoover is very much an all-or-nothing type pitcher. But he's only going to cost you 105 grand, so there's no reason not to go for it. I kind of feel bad for Jeffrey here. It's probably the fact he can't hit. Mark Reed has some decent offensive secondary tools. I'll take him since he's free. Yeah, I think we've probably reached the point in the draft where there's not a lot left. Ramon Dowling is a pretty good potential overall hitter. We can take him. And then I think Shane Lindsay. Okay, that's good. This was not an outstanding draft, but it wasn't a terrible draft either. Okay. Let's go negotiate. I really want to bring in Guzman. He wants more than $6 million. I will give you $8 million. Done. If he doesn't take it, fuck him. I've still got tons of money left, so I'm not super concerned about who we do and don't get. This is a good draft for us just in terms of building up some depth in pitching and a couple of interesting hitting prospects. Guzman is worth it if he develops. He's going to be an amazing hitter. Just super crazy good at hitting. And I'm definitely going to find a spot for him somewhere. First base, third, second, not left. I will find a spot for him. I'd be real happy to get a player of his caliber. I really don't want him to not sign, but I guess we would still get another first-round pick, so... Michael Swing, you suck, dude. I would not pay you anything for any reason. So we're going to advance 1 week because I want to see... Oh, hang on. Rule 5 draft. Sorry, I forgot. Everyone but Guzman has signed, which is kind of what I expected. Right. Danny Baez can walk. I don't care. I don't care if we lose Hernandez. I don't care if we lose Matt Smith. Bowser, There's a lot here. I just don't care if we lose it. To be blunt. Okay. Yeah, J.J. Hardy is going to be our starting shortstop next year. At least for now. And then we'll continue from there and see how he develops. Right, outfield. Surely Rusty Greer's demands have become at least somewhat more reasonable. No, they've actually gone higher because he's actually in a bidding war. Mark Kotsay would be an excellent replacement, but he's probably worth even more money. Yeah. Jermaine Dye would be worth it for 1 season, but I wouldn't sign him, or maybe even 2, but I wouldn't sign him for more than 2. We could get a Tim Salmon. Ooh. I could go for some Tim Salmon. Not actual salmon, I don't like fish, but... Yeah, let's sign him. Ooh, I don't want to give you a long-term deal, dude. I'll give you 2 years, but I'm not giving you more than that. Yeah. Anyone else worth acquiring? I mean, there's always Jeff Blum. He's not the best, though. It's not the worst, true, but I mean, he doesn't fit what we want from him. How much to just kick the tires on Jermaine Dye? Probably can't afford him. Oh, no. Oh, no. Okay, that's reasonable. I wouldn't mind Mark Kotsay, but he, again, just wants too much money. Anthony Reyes signed. Yeah, there's really nothing great during this particular draft. Ramon Santiago got exposed again. It's because he's not a very good hitter. I'm just going to complete the draft. I see no reason to get involved. There's no one here that's that thrilling to me. Or that useful. Who do we lose? Danny Baez. Well, it was bound to happen. And we lost Rusty Greer. How much did he get from Anaheim? He got what he wanted. He got paid. But again, he went to Anaheim. So far, none of our players are likely to bite us in the ass, at least until we get to the playoffs. Okay, Tony Batista for Morales and Cota. But I don't need a second baseman, and he sucks at the other 2 positions. And he's going to cost us a shit ton of money, so no. Are you still thinking about it, Guzman? Come on, dude. Just take the damn deal. Pedro Valdez. Interesting. And we pick up Infante, who I wouldn't necessarily object to, as a backup. Well, the thing is, you won't have a place to play if I acquire Tim Salmon. What if I drop Morales and I give you Coda? Because I don't need 3 catchers. He wants a little bit more. How much is a little bit more? That's not much. I'm going to see if I can get you to throw someone else in. Brandon Wood could be a decent hitter someday. Anderson Hernandez could not. Jose Lopez is already a pretty good hitter. Like, he's pretty much a finished product. I just don't have a spot for him because I'm not going to move aside, what's his face? Joaquim Soria is a bit away. Let's see if we can get Jair Jurgens from him. No. You know what, Bets? I'm going to take this deal because we're not losing much. We're just losing a catcher that we don't have a use for. He's going to be a free agent in a couple years anyway. And we're picking up a pretty decent right fielder. I'm going to need you to eat some of his salary, though. If you can. You might not actually be able to. Because I'll find a spot for Valdez. Okay, so the most I can ask for is 70%. That's fine. I'll make this deal. This still leaves us with enough money left over to sign my dude. That's a good trade. I like that trade. I'll go ahead and add Valdez. I'll send you all to AAA. Because we're not positive that J.J. Hardy is our shortstop, so it's good to acquire some extras. Oh, come on! Screw you, Guzman. I gave you so much bloody money, and you're just like, no, I don't want $8 million. I gave him substantially over what he asked for. I don't know what else I could have done. So, fuck you in the ass, Guzman. I hope you get hurt in college and never get to play. Albert Pujols almost won the Triple Crown. I didn't know that. He was 3 points shy of winning the Triple Crown. Damn. How's our offer to Tim Salmon going? It's still pending. He's still thinking about it. Okay. He's entitled. Oh, we lost Alan Plaster. He made a good salary. He wants a little bit more, and he wants a 3-year deal. If we make this a team option, I'll do it. And I'll give you $1 million if I decide to break your option. Cool. Clemens and Viola both made it in pretty easily. Everyone else is going to have to wait for a bit. Jim Rice never managed over 10%. That's crazy. He looked like a shoo-in in '98, and then his support started dropping off, which is a shame, because Jim Rice had a decent career for us. But with only 45 WAR, it's kind of hard to argue that he really deserved to make it. I'm super bummed about losing Guzman, but it's whatever. At least we get another first-round pick next year. Wonder why Tim Salmon isn't signed with us yet. We've given him what he wanted. He keeps putting crazy amounts of money in the player development budget. That's hilarious. Good. All right. So there you go, Salmon-y Salmon Face. I don't think either CC or Mike Jones will be ready by opening day, but they might be. Wonder if I could get Albert Pujols signed just like an enormous extension. Probably not. We're probably going to lose him in free agency, unfortunately. That's what happens when you have a tiny market, though. That's what happens when you have a tiny market. Okay, spring training time. All right, get on the roster, J.J. Hardy. This is your chance to shine. Get on there, Anthony Reyes. We'll put on Omar Infante. I kind of like the looks of Josh Banks, eventually, maybe. I do want a really good lefty. Hello, Matt Smith. You, my friend, are going to get a chance to make the Major League roster, which would not happen if you were already. Because I'd like to use Floor a little bit more creatively, and I think he's kind of hamstrung, because I think he's actually decent against both lefties and righties. He's better against lefties, but he still holds his own against righties. I think I'd like to use him in a more generic sense. Right. Anyone else we want to promote and give a shot to? Not really. I know what's in free agency that's still interesting. Kevin Stalker. Oh, Dean Palmer. We didn't re-sign him? I thought we had him for 2 years. Oh, right. That's right. We said we were going to try to let someone else have a go. That's right. Honestly, there's no shortstop here that I would sign and play over J.J. Hardy. I might take on someone like Jason Bennett, though, but I think our bullpen is more or less set. All right, before we do anything else, what can we do to mitigate the Albert Pujols situation? We could give him all the money he's ever wanted. I'll tell you what, mate. I will give you this deal if there's no opt-out. Let's try to shave a couple million where we can. Now, this is pretty much going to commit our lineup to one player pretty hardcore. And it's going to cripple our payroll flexibility in most other places. But if Albert Pujols isn't worth signing like this, I don't know who is. But let's try to get him to a 7-year deal. Let's see if he takes this deal. Now, here's what this gives us. This is why I'm offering him this particular deal. We'll have until he's 31. He'll be making a lot of money. A lot of money. But he'll be worth it. And most important, this means we don't have to worry about losing him to free agency. Because we're never going to be able to replace Albert Pujols if we lose him. If we lost Albert Pujols, it would just be career over, basically. So I'm going to give him that offer. I'm also going to try to lock down Josh Hamilton. For significantly less money, I hope. Okay, and a 9-year deal would put him until he's 31, so I have no issues with the length. Let's get rid of the player opt-out, and let's add a second team option. Take this deal and you can have it. No, now he basically wants a lot more money up front. Let's try to save some money where we can. There we go. That shaved a few million off the deal. We're pretty close. I'm not really going to question it. This is going to tie up most of our payroll to Josh Hamilton and Albert Pujols, but I don't know who else I would give it to. So sure. Let's try to lock down our two really awesome rookies. And then we're going to have the CC Sabathia situation. Let's try to lock him down while he's injured. No opt-out. This seems perfect to me. Done. I'm not giving you a player opt-out. That is not an option. Okay, fine. We've just committed a shit ton of money to 3 players, but if there's any 3 players on this roster who deserve it, it's probably them. Just saying. We now have like no money left for extensions, but that's fine. Go ahead and pitch as your heart desires. We're going to go with a 6-man rotation for spring training. We're not going to make any lineup decisions, unfortunately, for better or worse. We actually have even less depth now than we did last year. That's not great. That is not great. Personal messages. So I like how they're kind of like CC signed. Josh Hamilton signed. And then Albert Pujols signs. And everyone pees their pants with joy. And pee. I recognize very clearly that we've committed an awful lot of money to 3 players. That is not lost on me. But for Hamilton and CC, or Hamilton and Pujols, there's just no way we're getting a better player on the open market. It's just not going to happen. He's too good. For CC, the injury does concern me. How is he day-to-day? Oh, he must actually be pitching now. Cool. 1 more week. I like how the Dodgers are like hot garbage in our league. That's pretty good. Not Derek Bullock, who I only re-signed because the owner made me. Alright, let's make our decisions. And some of these are going to be pretty easy, unfortunately. Mike Jones goes to the 60-day DL. We're going to put CC, we're going to put on the 2-week disabled list.
I perk up and am visibly excited by this. Let's go. I know. I'm getting a weird vibe from it all, to be honest. But
Sean Markham,
yeah,
maybe?
maybe I need a little rest too. I do feel it from I'll call Dinero. Yes.
I'm going to call Jameer back and remind him that corporations can't use P.O. boxes.
I'll be right back. Sorry about that, guys. I thought someone was talking very loudly outside, and it turns out what had happened is my PlayStation controller shut down, which meant my headphones shut down, which meant I just started playing the YouTube show I was watching. So that's what happened. And I apologize. So I need to get rid of 3 more pitchers. Let's give Sal another year in the minors. Because I do want Matt Smith to make the roster because I want another lefty. Bullock, man. You were decent for us last year, but I think we've gotten the most we can out of you. I'm going to go ahead and waive you and designate you for assignment. Oof. Carlos Rodriguez's power is just about cut off. That's a bit of a disappointment. And who else do we send down from the pitchers? Oh, first of all, you're a reliever. You are not a starter. No, actually, you can be like a long reliever starter type. Reyes. We'll have him start the year in the minors. As far as position players, is Infante better than Augie Ojeda? Yes, although he doesn't play third, which Ojeda does. And I do at least want a competent backup for Joe Randa. So we'll go ahead and we'll send down Infante for now. Which leaves us with a whole shit ton of outfielders. And I think now that we have Valdez, who can sort of make his way around center, I'm flat out waiving Jason Conte, because he's just kind of garbage. And I think I will actually, you know, here's what we're going to do. This actually makes more sense. Where's Infante? Where are you, Omar Infante? I just had you. There you are. I'm going to send down I'm going to send down Luis Garcia. I'm going to call up Infante. And we'll keep him and Ojeda. For now. Okay. So Pascucci, let's change you to a first baseman, because that's going to be your job. You're going to be my Nick Johnson replacement. Is Valdez a lefty? I could platoon you with Tim Salmon, if there's an extreme difference here. Yeah, you kind of crush right-handed pitching. You kind of have issues with left-handed pitching. Where Salmon's pretty great at both of them. So Valdez can be a DH against left-handed pitching. Let's immediately go ahead and actually put Infante on the 40-man. Same with Matt Smith. Okay. I'm a little bit disappointed about Carlos Rodriguez. Looks like I probably kept him in the minors too long. But right now he's just a backup catcher that hits fairly okay. And as players go, especially since we just got him in a trade, that's kind of okay with me. Like, what did we even trade for him? I don't remember us trading very much. Yeah, Rivera and Sykes, neither of whom were very good. I mean, Pat Miller ended up not being very good, but Rodriguez is going to be solid, and Bowser has a chance to make it one of these years. Let's advance to opening day, and then we'll set lineups and rotations and so forth. He wants you to make the playoffs again. Top 100 prospects. That's hilarious. We're nowhere near that. I'm accepting that. So let's build our team. How long is Charles Johnson out for? He's going to be back in a day. That's fine. I'm not going to waste a DL trip for that. Okay, pitching. 5-man rotation. On occasion, highest rested. Clear the staff. Okay, our ace is going to be Mark Pryor because he's the best starter we've got. Brett Myers, number 2. Blanco, number 3. Morales, number 4. And I think Millwood, number... maybe Kutzler? Let's try Millwood for now. Alright. Brett Myers did get a bit injured, so I think we're going to go ahead and keep him on the pitch count for 1 more year. Right, bullpen. This works. I also want you to be a high leverage guy. I want Dave Risky to get a lot of mileage out of him. Matt Smith is our lefty specialist. Kutzler's emergency starter, long reliever. Floor's going to be a middle reliever and backup lefty specialist. Aguilar, middle relief. How did Bevis do? Oh, he barely pitched in the majors, didn't he? Let's give him an important job to start out with and then just see how he works. This is a good rotation. It could be better, and it will be better when we get CC back, though. As for this mess... Okay. Always start with the easy decisions. There is now no question at all that Albert Pujols is our number 3 hitter. Not even one question. Now, one thing we don't have anymore is the guaranteed leadoff guy we used to have, which is a bit of an issue. So how do we rectify that? Okay, who's got good contact and a good batting eye? Randa has good contact, but no eye. Valdez, maybe? I mean, we don't have a lot of good contact hitters, and the ones we do have aren't very good at drawing walks. And we just got through saying that Valdez only really handles right-handed pitching. Alright, so here's the plan. Okay, Josh Hamilton's the cleanup guy. We'll say against righties, he's the cleanup hitter, and against lefties, he's the number 5 hitter. Tim Salmon will hit cleanup against lefties. I don't want to do a straight platoon, but it actually kind of makes sense to do that with Salmon. The thing is, Salmon doesn't have a real big difference. Salmon is pretty good no matter who we have. So I think we're going to go ahead and let Salmon play every day as our 5th place hitter. Actually, if Salmon's going to play every day, I'm going to make him the number 2 hitter. No, Nick Johnson's the number 2 hitter. That's his job. That's always been his job. He's starting to age kind of ungracefully, though. I'm actually not going to put him in as a number 2 hitter. I think that's a bit dangerous. I don't think he can handle it anymore. We're going to go way out on a limb, and I think we're going to make... Okay, Valdez is going to be playing DH against right-handed pitching. And against right-handed pitching, I think he can bat second. Pascucci, you're our first baseman against left-handed pitching. Has Woodward ever had a sub 350 OBP? Yeah, actually his entire career except for the year before. So he's not a great risk to have. I guess Randa maybe. Randa's been consistently decent at getting on base. I'm going to make him a leadoff hitter. I don't think it's the perfect role for him, but I don't have a better one. And we do need someone to be the leadoff hitter. As he develops, maybe J.J. Hardy will settle into this role. But, okay. Woodward, you bat 8th. Hardy, you bat 9th. Or 7th, rather. I mean, Charles Johnson would be kind of a weird choice for the second place hitter, but there's also a lot to argue in his favor. Yeah, Charles Johnson's going to be our number 2 hitter. Because remember, the most important thing for the top 2 hitters is getting on base. Anything else is purely gravy. Delicious, delicious gravy. And then Hardy, and then Woodward. Carlos Rodriguez is a righty, right? Does he have a platoon split? He handles left-handed pitching a little bit easier. We're going to go ahead and make him the DH against left-handed pitching. And then Woodward, then Woodward 9th and Hardy 8th. This is not the lineup we had last year, but I think we have a decent bit of power. We've got 4 dedicated power hitters that are going to be playing every single day, and we've got one who's going to be playing, when we need him to. We spent a decent bit of money with Valdez, but we just traded for him, and we're not paying him beyond this year. So if he's got a limited role, that's not the end of the world. Why is he wouldn't have a backup center fielder? Oh, because it would be Valdez. Right. That's fine. I think this is a decent group. It's not perfect, but it's decent. Let's go and sim up to opening day. I do. Who's a non-roster invitee that didn't get added to the 40-man? Oh, Hardy. Right. There we go. That's the one. We are definitely not going to be nearly as good as we were last year. Just because we don't have Chipper Jones. Some degrading for some players. Hardy got a little bit better. Not a lot, but a little bit. His eye got better. His speed got better. Salmon got better, which is nice. Sal's about the same. Reyes improved a little bit. Buddy Blair got quite a bit better. That's nice. Okay. Let's just sim up to the next game. Okay. How much longer do we need to wait for CC? 4 days. So let's just sim 1 week. Oh, right, you jerks. You know what? I've got a better alternative. I'll eat it now. Derek Bullock was not terribly helpful, all things considered. We're going to play a week just so we can get CC back. And then we're going to plop him in the rotation. Okay. I, 'cause, 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 ' Would Kutzler take a demotion? I bet he probably wouldn't. What about Millwood? Nope. I'm not paying Kutzler very much, honestly. Yeah, we're going to go and just release him. I did like Jerry Kutzler, but he's not CC Sabathia, and that's what matters the most. Ooh, could get Sean Markham back, too. Let's go ahead and send him to AAA, actually. All right, Kevin Millwood, you're not getting the start. You're now going to be emergency starter, long relief. Wow, Alberto, you got your brains hammered in your first start. Holy shit. That can happen. Alright, let's sim ahead a month now. Oof. This is what losing players the caliber of Chipper Jones and Rusty Greer costs you, though. Like, we're still very competitive, and it's still super early in the year, so whatever, but... we don't know when Joe Randa's coming back. That's not ideal. Albert Pujols is like, you know what, guys? It's fine. He's only on pace at 41 homers this year, but everything else looks pretty solid. I'm totally happy with Albert Pujols. Oh, excuse me. Damn. 4 weeks for Pryor. That's not ideal. Let's bring up Markham, and he's going to fill in. Millwood's going to take the rotation spot, and Markham is going to be the emergency long reliever. Oh, or we just send him right back down and then call up Mike Jones. Jones is going to be a long reliever at this point. I mean, his stamina's gone. He can't strike people out, really. Let's change him to a reliever and see if we can salvage something out of the last year he's going to have with us. Because I'm just going to not execute his option. I'm just going to let him walk. It's fine. A personal message. We got 25 games for Albert Pujols. That's pretty cool. Another player development update. CC is getting worse, which is a bit troublesome. Pryor got a little better somehow. I don't know how. Yep, Jones is losing his velocity. Infante got better, at least a little bit. Hardy got better. Samon's a tiny bit better. And there's some improvement down in the lower parts of the minors. Best hitter in the National League, again. Now, what can we do to improve the team in the short term? Oh, God, Nick Johnson. What has happened to you, mate? It's not good. You're still drawing walks, but you're literally not contributing in any other way this year. Damn. Chris Woodward's having a really good year. Do we maybe consider bumping up Woodward and then bumping down everyone below him? I mean, it's not... Here's the thing. It's not a good bet to bet on him hitting 290. He's just not that kind of player. So I think we'll maybe just leave the lineup as it is. Pitching staff seems pretty reasonable for now. Matt Smith kind of sucks at his job. It's not ideal, mate. You're walking too many people. Do I have anyone in the minors who could maybe handle being a pitcher? J.J. Hardy's not off to the best start. But how's he doing defensively? He's playing pretty decent shortstop. Like, short of saying, like, just giving the job to Omar Infante and letting Hardy ride the pine the rest of the year. I mean, let's sort by WAR. Nah. Yeah, Nick Johnson is just an embarrassment, and Vic Pascucci isn't much better. Now, the good news, so to speak, is I bet if we take a very quick peek at his batting stats, I bet his BABIP is just in the toilet. Yeah, this is not Nick Johnson. This is just a cold start, and we have to hope that he'll get better. Pitching-wise... We're pretty well off. Blanco being hurt is unfortunate. Just means more starts for Mike Jones. Kevin Millwood's having a pretty decent year, and admittedly some short time. And we'll be getting Pryor back before too much longer. Okay. Here's what we're going to do for Pryor. Because the pitching staff isn't in the worst shape right now, I'm going to go ahead and have him do a rehab assignment. And then if one of my pitchers does go down, I can easily just call him up, and then we'll be fine. Come on, Joe Rando. We count on you. Ooh, we just got jolly stomped by the Blue Jays. A proposal of the trade variety, you say? No. I like Francisco Mendez. I think he'd be an interesting addition to the team. I'm not giving you Mark Pryor for him. It's just not happening. Let's drop Mark Pryor. Drop Aguilera. What if I gave you Nick Johnson? What would I have to add in to get you to take him? No one I'm willing to give up. Yeah, I'm just going to nix this deal entirely right now. Okay, losing Joe Randa is unfortunate, especially since I don't really have a replacement. Like, at all. I have Corey Erickson. How long is he out for? 2 to 3 weeks. Infante can't play third. Is there any decent middle reliever anywhere near Major League ready? I have the feeling that answer is no. That answer is indeed no. Right. I was not aware of how ridiculously weak we are to losing Joe Randa. That's unfortunate. Is there a free agent I can pick up? Maybe check the waiver wire? No, there's nobody. Let's check the trading block. Ronnie Belliard plugged in at third base would be a nice addition to the team. Oh, Frank Thomas has definitely seen better days. I could probably get Belliard for not very much. What do you want? You want someone pretty good. Okay. I'm not giving you Mark Pryor. Let's check out our prospects. I could give you Sal, actually, because his lack of control makes him not a great fit. You want more, and what you basically want is what I'm willing to give you. I'll give you Castellanos. Yeah, this is good. This is fun. Okay. So I'm going to set your position to third, and then we're going to go ahead and promote you. Oh, right. DH for Randa. Up Belliard. And he's going to slide right in as our leadoff guy. There we go. Personal message. Ronnie Belliard wants to come back. I'm not sure I want you back, though. You're not a great third baseman, and I kind of just want you until Joe Randa comes back. Okay, 2 weeks for Brett Myers. Let's go and put him on the DL, and then call up Pryor. We've almost an embarrassment of riches in the pitching front, but at the same time, we're very thin position player-wise, and that is a bit of an issue. Kevin Millwood wants to come back. He is delighted. I do think we could get a better scouting director. I'm going to be honest with you. Kevin Millwood's had a good year, but I also don't necessarily think he's got it in him to have multiple good years. So we're just going to let him walk at the end of the year, and it's just going to be that. Joe Randa, go ahead. Actually, how's Belliard doing? He's doing well enough that I'd like you to go ahead and get some minor league at-bats. Let's send you to the minors. I'm going to try to do a better job of not rushing people back. I think that's something we could do to improve our team. No. I don't know why you think I'd want to trade Sean Markham for basically nothing. I'm not saying that Sean Markham is great, but I'm also saying that your guys is infinitely worse. Oof. That's unfortunate. That's real unfortunate. Shit. If it was a damn starter that went down, I got loads of replacements for starters, but I don't have much in the way of replacing relievers. Because I traded Sal to get Belliard, and oh god, I wish I hadn't done that now. That was kind of dumb. He's out for 3 months, too. Oof. I used to give Neugebauer a chance. Oh dear. We could grab Bart here. Damn. We had a really good bullpen this year, and this significantly weakens it, in my opinion. Oh well. Set up 7th or later. You can be a middle reliever. Okay. I feel real dumb for trading for Ronnie Belliard now. I kind of regret that. Kind of regret it a lot, actually. Who do we have that made the All-Star team? None of my starters. That's a little disappointing, but okay. Albert Pujols and Josh Hamilton. Is that it? That appears to be it. Damn. That makes me kind of sad, actually. I kind of figured we'd have 3 or 4 All-Stars. We just have 2. Just make sure. Yep, no one else. How's old Chipper doing? No, he didn't make the All-Star team, so fuck him. No Rusty Greer. Yeah, suck on that, jerks. I wonder why some of my pitchers haven't made the All-Star team. Well, Eric Milton went 13-0, so I guess I can't really argue with those numbers. I'm not fussed. Super fussed anyway. Joe Randa's going to want his spot back here pretty soon. Yep. Oh, Brett Myers can come back now. Awesome. Oh, here's our issue. I genuinely don't have anyone that I think I can send down. Is Morales having a bad... No one's really having a bad year. I guess let Myers have a rehab assignment. A trade proposal. Go on. I don't want Sean Bergman. I have no need for another starter. I'm surprised we're not getting anything from Joe Randa complaining. Yeah, I guess we'll go ahead and put him on the DL, then call up Randa. Unless Belliard has just been dominating, I don't think we're going to... I don't think we're going to keep him out of Randa's spot. So we're going to do Randa, 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 Randa. Bump you up, bump you up. Put in Valdez. Put in Valdez. Put in Valdez. And put in Valdez. Oh no, he's actually already in his DH. That's okay. Move him to right field, and then I guess give Ronnie Belliard his spot. Okay. DH. Continue. Holy shit, we're 15 games out in front? Damn. Joe Randa does want to come back. I am not giving you Brett Myers for a crappy shortstop. The answer to that is no. That's an interesting question, actually. Joe Randa has been quite productive. How much money would he want to come back? He'd want a fairly large raise. I think we're going to have to say no to that one. Do we really have no money for extensions? Oh, yeah, we spent a whole crap ton of money, didn't we? We did, didn't we? Personal message. That's okay. We'll leave Tim Salmon on the DL till he's totally recovered. $300 saves for Batalico. Nice. I have no need for him. Nope. Okay, can I make this extremely clear to you? Ooh, hang on, actually. Nah, Matos isn't that good. I was actually going to give you just Millwood. No, I don't want your old, crappy shortstop. I've got a young, crappy shortstop. Out of interest, like, Kevin Millwood's had an amazing season. But he's obviously not better than Brett Myers. So what if we go ahead and try to flip you for a prospect? Any interesting options? Baker's not terrible. Jeremy Brown is a nice little backup catcher type. Yeah, we're not getting much of an offer for him. Nah, alright. What if I pay a salary for the rest of the year? I wonder if the quality will improve. Not really. What if I add Ronnie Belliard, actually? And if I agree to eat his salary, too. Okay, now we're getting some better options. I don't need Ryan Terrio, but he's exactly the kind of player I am looking for. Nuke Logan, kind of trash. Travis Garcia, decent power, but not a lot else. Nate Gold, I like the power. Rich Hill, is that amazing? Holy shit, he is good. I mean, I do want a third baseman of the future, but if I could get a player of Rich Hill's caliber, because Jorge Cantu can't really hit. He can to really hit, if you will. Jeff Francoeur would be a nice little addition to the team, actually. But I have nowhere to play him. Andy LaRoche, eh. Edwin Jackson, eh. Jonathan Papelbon, maybe. Actually, Papelbon sounds kind of attractive as an option here. But I am going to keep looking to see if I can find a good third baseman. Nelson Cruz is good, but not what I'm looking for. Andy Marte would actually be a nice little addition to the team as a possible third baseman of the future. So I'm going to get all I can from you. Can I get Marte and Cruz? Not quite. But that's fine. How about you give me Esteve? Oh, you just drafted him. Okay. That's fine. What about Kenji Morales? Ooh, Morales is very, very raw, but I would love to add him. What would I have to get you? What would I have to add? You want Ernesto Gracia? Sure. Let's start reducing the amount of money I'm paying Belliard. Could I get you to give me one more prospect? Not Sal Frisella. Not Jorge Piedra. His control might improve. If his control improves even a little bit, he's going to be a decent reliever. Yeah, okay. Would you throw in Felix here? You would. Alright, let's make the trade. Okay, frees up 2 spots. Brett Myers, you get your job back. And then, who gets Ronnie Belliard's spot, actually? Oh, we need a new outfielder. Hey, Matt Bowser plays left and right field equally poorly. Oh god, I have to call up Jason Conti again, don't I? Because Luis Garcia only plays the corners. He doesn't play center. And I need another guy who can play center. Damn. Oof. But I got Bernardino who plays center really well but can't handle any other position. I've got Juan Baez who can't handle any position ever for any reason. Sadler is decent defensively and has a little bit of pop. Ed Welch is a bit... I guess we'll just make it Sadler. We really just need a backup center fielder, because otherwise we're going to have What's-His-Face play most of the time. And then I guess we'll give Piscucci even a little bit more playing time. Here. DH. Is Nick Johnson getting better? Not really. That's not super great. I would like to add a new first baseman in the offseason, actually. I said they think there'd be a bug involved, and I'm like, gross, Joe. Gross. Player development. Okay. Tim Salmon back. Excellent. Is Pascucci hitting at all? He really isn't. Carlos Rodriguez is a better hitter than he is. I think we're just going to go ahead and get rid of Pascucci. And call up Tim Salmon. Right, let's do this. Tim Salmon, you get your job back. Because you were having a pretty good year before you got hurt. You're going to be playing every day. Can Pedro here play first? He can kind of stand around and play first. He's not even that terrible. I guess maybe that's what we do. Let him get some first base experience. Bring in Timmy the Salmon. He'll play right. You'll be the DH. And I actually want to give Carlos Rodriguez, because he's actually hitting pretty well this year, I'd like to give him more playing time. We're going to have him be the first baseman against left-handed pitching, just for now. Just because Pascucci's kind of a bust, and I don't think he's really working out for us. Let's proceed. Like, holy shit, we have almost a 20-game lead over the... Now we had a 20-game lead, as I was saying we'd have a 20-game lead. I'm not giving Pascucci another chance. He kind of blew it as far as I'm concerned. Are there any other interesting first base candidates? Kinchin's got power and nothing else. Chip Cannon's pretty raw. Brandon Bounds is super raw. I think we might just carry him as injured. Wait, Mitch Jones. Okay, right, new plan. Call it Mitch Jones. Oh, sorry, I'll put Nick Johnson on the DL. Call up Mitch Jones. Right, here's my plan. We're going to play Pedro Valdez every day at first base. It's going to hurt the defense, for sure. But that means we can just have Mitch Jones play one time. And then generate depth chart. Because Valdez actually having a pretty great year of hitting. So I would like to reward that by giving him additional chances to hit better. Not Charlie D's, no. We shut off for Blanco. Nice. Okay, we got roster expansion back. Good. Oh, excuse me. Tempting, but no. Goodness. Come on, Anthony Reyes. This was your chance to shine. Well, I guess we're just going to have the rookie, one of the backup guys is going to have to just pitch for a bit. We'll get Nick Johnson back. Honestly, I think Nick Johnson is just going to be a backup for now. Because there's so little that he offers. He's just been so terrible this year. I think this is just the end of his rodeo with us. Which is kind of sad in a way. But we could easily lose both Charles Johnson and Ricky Bottalico, which wouldn't be great, but not the end of the world either. Didn't I sign Dave Risky to a longer deal? I guess I didn't. You'll be back in 1 to 2 weeks. That's unfortunate, but whatever. A bunch of crappy players are retiring that no one cares about. Pedro Valdez had a pretty great year. Or great week, rather. By the way, I just want to add for the record, we lost Chipper Jones, and our team is actually better this year. I'm just saying, that's pretty impressive. We've been one of the best position. We've had one of the best offenses in the year. Can I offer you an extension now? Oh, you won't do it because you still have 2 years left. That's fine. Yeah, the only people up for an extension are me and then my scouting director. It's whatever. Joe Randa really wants to come back. I'd like to have you back, but I don't have any money. J.J. Hardy's ever so slowly improving. Ever so slowly. Nope. So let's take a moment before we go into the playoffs and reflect upon the fact that, first of all, we've won 113 games. We lost 3 top caliber free agents, signed not a lot to replace them, and still had a better year. I think we can thank one man for that. Hi, CC. Hi. Yeah. This was pretty great. Pretty great. Let's bask in the glory of our regular season before we inevitably lose in the playoffs. My man, Albert Pujols. He only hit 43 homers. But in all other respects was just as good. He cut down on his strikeouts. That's so crazy. Josh Hamilton was just amazing as well. Really great above average player. Who also happened to have a pretty good season in center. Randa was great. Johnson was great. Valdez was great. Salmon and Hardy were pretty good. Chris Woodward is a thing. The Magic's over, where he just randomly hits like 260 for a season. He's still probably going to win another Gold Glove, though. In his first year in the majors, you know what? Carlos Rodriguez is not embarrassing himself. That's a pretty good year for someone who didn't play regularly. Although I have to admit, We probably kept him in the minors for too long. Because look at, most of his ratings have actually dropped. Like, his potential used to be sky high and it's just kind of cratered. Look at these graphs. Still got a good batting eye, still a decent amount of contact, still a reasonable amount of power, but it just looks like his time to be great has already passed. So, it's whatever. Nick Johnson, though, he's just done. That's unfortunate, but it's true. Pitching-wise, we got great years out of pretty much everyone. Can I say how just crazy Luis Fernando Morales has been for us? I mean, we drafted him in the 3rd bloody round, and he's been one of our most consistent pitchers. This is a real good pitching staff. Real good. So immediately we're going to go ahead and change to a 4-man rotation. Actually, we'll do 3-man for the first round. And we're going to do strict order. CC is ready, right? He'll be ready by the time the playoffs actually start. And you're both going to go in the bullpen as middle relievers. Morales is going to be our 4th starter. Blanco didn't have quite as good a year this year. He just had more trouble missing bats. And he also missed a couple of starts here and there. There's not a lot of difference between the 2 seasons. He just got hit more often. And that's always an issue. So I think this works beautifully. Do I get David Risky back? Do I get David? No, because we're not sure when he's going to come back. So I guess for this first round of the playoffs, we'll just kind of ignore him. And then we'll bring him hopefully back for the next playoff series. Okay. Play Colorado again. We were number 2. Nice. Get him, CC. Yeah. Home win. Oh, we can't bring him back. We can put him on the active roster, but we can't actually put him on the postseason roster till this round is over. Nice work by Brett Myers. Home run for Albert Pujols. We sweep him again. Albert Pujols Series MVP, and most importantly, we need to finish the day. Sort of recognize that we're between series, and that we can then activate David Risky. See ya, Bart. Nobody likes you. Immediately, I'm going to make him a stopper. And high leverage. 7th inning or close game, I want you in. Okay, we do need our 4th starter. And our 4th starter is going to be Morales. He just had a better year. There's no question to me that he deserves the 4th starter spot. Let's go on to the next round. Let's enjoy ourselves a nice little rest before we face off against... What's happening? I did not mean to do that. I think actually until the end of the playoffs. But hey, we made the World Series again. Which is pretty great. Is CC not ready to pitch? Oh, let's take a quick look at the League Championship Series. How'd we do? 4 out of 5. MVP for Josh Hamilton. The Revenge of Sal. Oh, no. Pryor had a great game, though. Okay, guys. Now, here's our question. Brett Myers has been pretty good in the playoffs, hasn't he? Like, is it a big deal that CC doesn't pitch in Game 1? Do we save him for Game 4 and a possible Game 7? Let's send the first game, see what happens. Okay. It took 11 innings, but we won a game, which is more than we can say about last year's World Series. We've now won 2 games. Morales, what can you do for us? We got him again. Are you ready? CC, take us home. Yes! Oh my god. Oh wow. Oh. Oh. We did it. We freaking did it. A World Series title is brought home to Arizona. Every game was really close. They scored at least 4 runs in every game. They gave us a run for our money. But we were just that tiny bit better. You guys, this is a beautiful thing. And it was all Albert Pujols carried us on his back. He's like, you know what, guys? You just gave me a shit ton of money. Exactly 1 shit ton. I owe you. Have a World Series. Oh. I'm going to need a minute. Oh. We lost Chipper Jones and Rusty Greer. I'm not going to count Mike Messina because he pitched, what, like 3 games, then blew out his arm, so he never pitched again? We replaced them with basically Tim Salmon and Pedro Valdez. But what mattered this year was one man. CC Sabathia. He was healthy. He was dominant. I mean, this K to walk ratio is absolutely insane from a starter. CC Sabathia was the difference. We had an elite starter. Mark Pryor was healthy the entire year. Well, most of the year, actually. That's why he did miss a few starts, didn't he? I think one of the things that really helped is that we had enough good rotation guys that it was okay for us to give people rehab starts. We didn't have to just throw them back into the fire. Mark Pryor's entering arbitration. That's going to be a fun talk. Our bullpen was phenomenal this year. Again. Ricky Bottalico, another 40 saves. David Risky, brilliant as a stopper. 2 good setup guys. I mean, Matt Smith was garbage. Real bad. I think he is not coming back to our team next year. But we did it. We did it. I feel at peace now. 113 games, World Series victory. We lost 1 game the entire playoffs. A victory parade. Oh. Oh. Now, so this begs the question, what happens next? There's no way it doesn't go downhill from here. We're not going to beat 113 games. We're just not. We still have Albert Pujols. We still have Josh Hamilton. We still have CC Sabathia. There's every chance we could repeat next year, maybe. But I have been a manager in this game for, let's see now, 32 years? 33 years. That's a dirty lie. Here, let's advance to the offseason so let's get updated. So that gets updated. Oh, don't tell me the game just crashed. It's just frozen right now. What's happening? Like, did we literally break the game? Like, oh my god, if Indian won a world championship, that can't happen. I don't think CeCe is going to win Cy Young. I think it's probably going to go to Jake Peavy. But Pujols might win another MVP. Todd Helton was pretty great this year. But Albert freaking Pujols was Albert freaking Pujols. Oh, Todd Helton finished 1 RBI short of a Triple Crown. I might even vote for Helton this year, actually. But so what I'm thinking is, the question is, do we go out on top, retire, and move on to a new challenge? Or do we try to repeat? Yeah. Hi, Mitch Jones. Oh, yeah. How do they determine the order of these players? Like, how's Albert Pujols not the first guy on here? He's like all the way down here. Oh, it's by last name. Got it. Got it. $113 wins. 113 bloody wins. Bottalico and Johnson both void their contracts. That's to be expected. I'm going to go ahead and void Mike Jones's contract. Sorry, mate. We lost our bench coach. I got a new contract, only for 2 years, though. So there's still some changes to be made. But I think I'm gonna leave the series here for now-ish. I'm just not gonna play OOTP for a while. I might even just not play OOTP and let things catch up to see what people think. The other thing I was thinking of the other day would be to play a fantasy league. Not a fantasy league, sorry. A fictional league. That's the word I was looking for. Fictional. And there's a lot to be said for that. Because it wouldn't have the advantage I have now, which is that I've watched a lot of baseball, run a ton of baseball books. I know who's good, I know who isn't. Roughly speaking. I wouldn't have that advantage in a fictional series. So it'd be interesting to see if I could still make something happen there. Let me know what you guys think down below, and I'm going to hold off on recording more OOTP 19 until I hear back from some people. Give them a chance to comment. Right for now, I just want to bask in this win. 113 wins. 113 wins. If we look at the team leaderboards, see leaderboards, there should be one for teams, I think. Yeah, Teams NL. Oh, we are the second winningest National League team of all time. And if you just heard that, I farted. I guess that's a victory fart. That's what I'm going to call it now, anyway. We led the league in doubles in 2002. That's pretty cool. But this was just so good. We've led the league in strikeouts 3 years in a row and set major league records all 3 years. And in Ks per 9. 113 games. So thank you very much for watching the series. So far, it is crucial that I get some comments. Let me know if you guys want to see if we can repeat or move on to something else. I'm really curious to see what people say. But for now, though, this has been Avindian. Thank you for watching. And for the first time, the Arizona Diamondbacks are World Series champions. I screwed that up. I'm the world champion of saying the world champion incorrectly. But until next time, thank you for watching, and I bid you good day.